so let's just get this over with. By better judgment. These are 5 Dingo Pictures games that I started playing a long time ago. Got sick of the vids a few minutes in and then never completed it. For the sake of actually completing as many PlayStation games as possible, we're gonna go ahead and watch all these. Which will bump my number, at least at this time, from 85 to 90. So here's the first one, the Dalmatians. We'll do some quick painting, we'll watch the vid, and that's gonna be the whole thing. But that's the only thing in these games. I don't even know why they have languages. There's virtually no text. I'll crank up the movie because the movie's pretty quiet. I'll show off the 15 puzzle really quick because they're terrible. I'm not gonna do any of them because I hate these style of puzzles. As you see, there you are. I'm only gonna show the first one, I'm not gonna show them for the rest of the games, it's not worth the trouble. Oh my god, that moves so slow. We got yellow dots. I'm actually moving this as fast as I can, even though it doesn't look it. You give me ducks, but there's no orange color. There we are. I'm really putting more effort into this game than it deserves. Whoops. Yep. Black sky, because this is just dark. This is a dark land. Dark stuff. Oh no. There we go. And there you have it. There's painting. Now, these movies I think are all around 40 minutes or so, enjoy. Or don't. I mean, if you don't enjoy them, I can't really blame you. Movie number 1, The Dalmatians.
Isn't that idyllic? Bzzzt. I never thought that Tupfelchen, that's the speckled one there, and Krummel, that's the brown one, would have children together. When they were little, there was no friendship between them. At this time, Tupfelchen's brother Toby and Timmy lived here too. Krummel had a lot to deal with. But one day, everything changed. Yay!
May I play with you?
No, not now. We want to play tag, and that's not a game for you. You can never catch us anyway.
Nevertheless, I want to, please.
Okay, it's up to you. You'll see how it works.
You have no zip.
First, you have to ask me, and I want a head start of 10 counts. Everybody else gets 5.
5? There's 3 of us.
Yes.
Go on, Tiffany. I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11, 12, stop. They could have waited for me. I think that's very stupid.
I almost felt sorry for Krummel. For 4 weeks, he was allowed to play with them, and then he was alone again. But as I'm very inquisitive, I didn't worry about him. But I was more interested to know how the race went.
Stop it! Stop bothering us! Two little Dalmatians, don't they look lovely?
That's enough. Let's take them with us.
Take them with us? Nonsense. Rather mess up their fur.
No, we'll take them with us.
Both of them? What kind of work are they able to do?
They could label the dog food cans. I'm sure they have got big, beautiful tongues. Let me see.
Perfect. Nearly ideal. Come on.
Nobody was there to help him without me, but I basically don't get involved. I was eager to find out how Tufelshin would react to his brother's disappearing. Well, I got them off my tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe they also allowed Krummel to count. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They should be here by now. Strange. 11, 12, 13. Hi, Krummel. Where are the others?
They ran off. I called them to wait for me, but they didn't. I think that was nasty of them, don't you? Wow.
And where are they now?
How should I know?
They're gone? Simply gone?
They couldn't have disappeared. Surely they just hid themselves or something.
I don't believe that.
That's for sure. Come on, I'll help you to look for them.
That was Krummel. He wasn't unforgiving to Tufelshin. It was the way she always treated him. That was the reason enough to leave her alone. I can't smell them. They weren't here. Where else should we look for them? Oh, Krummel, forget it. Come on.
But I need to pee. May I? Don't do that, my boy. Nobody else is allowed to piddle there. Okay, I didn't know that. Who are you?
Krummel, you mustn't talk to him either. Come on.
Aye. What kind of raggedy pack are you? We're the Backstreet Dog Gang. I'm the boss.
Freddy, hi there, boy. I'm Tramp, the Wanderer.
With your permission, Bloom, the bookkeeper.
I'm the beautiful Vera.
And I'm Butcher. That means Butcher.
You're cool. Wow, you don't need anyone else, do you?
Why not? There are never enough of us.
Wow, I'm allowed to join you? Okay, I'm Krummel.
Kramer? I can remember that.
We will see, Butcher.
Come on, Krumel. What do you want to do with this gang? We have to look for Toby and Timmy.
Who are Toby and Timmy? Tufuson's brothers. They disappeared, and I promised to go and help to look for them.
Krumel.
Sorry, but a promise is a promise.
If you like. Do you want to know the area around here?
No, not really. Why?
Then it will be difficult without any help. But anyway, good luck.
March! Everyone back in line. They were very kind,
Don't say that. They are a lice-ridden gang. Come on.
but they let me join them.
That may be true, Krumel, but if you will help me to find Toby and Timmy, you'll be allowed to join us.
Promise?
Promise.
She persuaded him again.
That's just a rat. It won't hurt you. Come on.
I'm afraid, Camelot.
Don't worry. Just stay close to me. Then nothing will happen to you.
Anyway, who would think that? Krumel is the leader and Tuffelshin hides behind him.
Do you know, maybe the gang wasn't so lice-ridden after all.
Do you agree that we should go back to them? Huh?
Well, you know how it works here. Perhaps you can help us find Toby and Timmy. I'll pay for that.
You pay? You needn't pay for that. They're really okay. Even without paying. Hello, hello. Well, if it isn't our little friend Krumel.
Have you thought about it? You still want to join us?
If I may. Sure, we will certainly find a little job for you. And Tupushin, may she stay here as well? Will she ever fit in? I really don't know.
I'm going to pay you if you help me find my brothers and sisters.
Hey, you want to offend us?
But I just mean,
It seems your girlfriend has a lot to learn. Is there any sensible job she's able to do?
I can do tricks.
Tricks?
Yes, have a look.
Bravo, bravo.
Okay, she may stay here. Oh, then I need your names, date of birth, and so on.
Huh? Do me a favor, otherwise Mr. Bloom is totally unhappy. He thinks he has to write down everything. It's a kind of obsession.
If it makes him happy. Come on, Tupushin.
This was done. It was necessary because meanwhile my curiosity became stronger and stronger. By all means, I wanted to know what happened to Toby and Timmy too.
Licking and gluing, gluing and licking, licking and gluing. What's the matter? Do it faster. What's the matter?
But I'm thirsty.
It seems your last beating up was not enough for you, eh?
Please don't. I'm still hurt from last time.
You see, licking and gluing, licking and gluing, licking, gluing.
I had imagined that it was like that, but not quite so bad. Krumel and Tuffelshin would have to hurry up if they still wanted to help the two. This didn't look much like a search. It's about time.
How about you? Come along with us.
I thought we wanted to look for Toby and Timmy.
You're completely right. Have you any idea how we can help to find Tupushin's brothers? You wanted to help us after all. You're right. I didn't want to interrupt your game. Listen, from now on, every day or two of us will check 2 streets, but really thoroughly. Look everywhere and talk with everyone.
Oh, with everyone? Even with those who think that I'm stupid?
Who does not do that?
Who wants to go first?
Me.
And me?
What about me?
I'm going with Freddie.
And I'm going with Vera.
What happens to me?
And you're the one that has to be watched.
That's not true.
Bye-bye, Tubulchin. In short, you will see your brothers again. Hopefully.
They'll never do it.
Now it started to get interesting. I wanted to know if the 2 would succeed in finding Toby and Timmy.
Oh, no, it's late already. We really forgot to look for those 2 little kids.
We mustn't tell anybody. And anyhow, if the 2 were on that street, we would have seen them without looking for them.
Hey, wake up, everybody. Wake up.
And?
Have you got them?
Sorry, we're sure they're not in this part of the district.
Bad luck. We had chosen the wrong street.
Don't be disappointed, Tufishin. If we'd found them the first day, we would have been extremely lucky. Okay, let's get things moving. I'm going to look for them tomorrow.
I'll go with you.
Tramp will go with me, if that's okay, Tramp.
Sure, boss.
Ah.
I hope we get them.
Are you ready, Tramp? Come on. Don't be afraid, Tufishin. We're sure to bring your brothers back home.
I'm not going to stick to this crazy plan. I'll go where I want, and nobody will get in my way.
Wow, I had my doubts. Really, Butcher was very kind. But, in my opinion, he didn't look very clever. So I decided to follow Boss and Tramp. That seemed more successful to me. Nah. I had seen enough. The search wasn't going anywhere that day. I wanted to see what Butcher was up to. Don't you dare!
Why did you pack sausages into a bag? Why don't you just eat them here?
They're not for me. Get out of here.
Why you lie in the sun? Don't you have work to do?
What's with the stupid questions? Do you think you're the police?
Why do you collect sausages? You have a factory for 10 food.
That's good. And Pullux watches the workers. And if it don't work well, like the 2 little Dalmatians, he will beat their paw. Now stop bothering me.
The others have to work for him. Not bad. I must tell the gang this immediately.
Exactly. They work properly, and if not, they're in big trouble. We have our ways of making them work.
Not bad.
Yes, I know. Sausages are for the Pollux, who has to watch the workers, especially the Dalmatians. See? This is how it works here. That's the formula.
Oh, yes, the others work for him. Not bad.
Really, Butcher was actually the smartest one.
You haven't found them?
There were no little Dalmatians on both the streets we searched. And? You have to take care, clumsy.
Nobody tied us up yet.
It's okay, Butcher. Did you find out anything?
Yes, I did.
What? I can't believe it.
You're just as lazy, laying out all day in the sun.
That's all?
Oh, he took a bag of sausages with him, then he wanted to take it back home again.
You see? I tell you, every time that you shouldn't eat all the food at once, we need something for bad times, too.
Nonsense! There's no dog who collects and supplies sausages. That's against dog's nature.
Sure. Stop arguing. Keep on talking, Butcher.
Anyway, when I saw Castor carrying the sausages with him, I asked, who were they for? He told me they were for Pollux. Yes, and you're trying to make yourself important just because you found out that Castor and Pollux don't like their own tinned food? Everyone knows that already.
Come on, Kummel. We must look for Toby and Timmy.
But the food is brought to Pollux just for one reason. He has to watch his workers. They have 2 young Dalmatians.
What?
2 Dalmatians? Maybe 2 little Dalmatians?
That's right. What do you notice? He told me Pollux has to beat the little Dalmatians' paw.
Come on, what are we waiting for? Stop! Come back! If Pollux is watching Tuffician's brothers, it won't be easy to get close to them.
Tuffician's brothers? Why that? Come, sir.
Boy, are you ever stupid.
Hard to believe, but at last, Butcher noticed it too.
I found them. I found Toby and Timmy. I'm not stupid.
No, you're not stupid, Butcher.
We need a plan.
A plan, that's an idea.
A plan, step by step. During the first step, we have to find out how Toby and Timmy are watched. And then the second step, the releasing.
Exactly.
It was unbearable. They whispered so quietly that I wasn't able to understand anything. I became really restless.
I guess this could work.
Krummel, you are really clever.
I think it would be best if we go to the factory. Pollux and Custer don't know me yet. Mr. Bloom should come with me. He sits the whole day with his books, so nobody knows him either. What do you think, Mr. Bloom? Well, if you think...
Take care, Krummel.
Good luck. Take it easy.
Naturally, I flew with them. I was dying to know what kind of plan Krummel had created.
Disappear. This is a private area. Pardon? Do you treat your customers this way? We just came all the way from Wuppertal to buy your tin food, and we would like to know how things work here. In the South? We will leave. There's no reason to treat us this way. Stop. Come back. That's something else. I'll take you around, show you everything. Well, okay, since we've come this far. Come along. Oh, look over there. If I was only a little bigger. Almost everything works automatically. We only need a few workers. Faster, faster! You're too lazy up here. Do I have to beat you again? You see, that's the way you have to do it. Aren't you afraid that they'll run away someday? That doesn't work. Alarm system. Very interesting. Can you tell us how it works, or is that a secret?
Of course not. On the floor in front of you, I installed invisible sensors. If anyone steps on them, a huge net will fall down on him from the ceiling. No one can ever run away from this place.
Oh, that sounds bad.
You feel sorry for the Easter?
No, just the opposite, I would like to say. Anyway, how can you switch off the alarm system? I guess you don't want to be caught yourself if you go to them.
Oh, this works from the switch box over here. I just have to type in a secret number, 6 figures, and the alarm system is switched off.
And how many times may you type it in wrong?
Not once. If you make one mistake, the alarm system will be switched on.
You have everything under control. Let's get to business. Make us an offer of, say, about 1,000 tins a month.
1,000 tins a month? I'm going to do that immediately.
No, there's no need to do it immediately. We'll be in town for a couple of days. We'll come back in 2 days if that's okay for you.
That's okay. 1,000 tins a month. And licking and gluing and licking and gluing and licking and gluing and licking and gluing.
What happened, Krimmel? Have you seen them? Are they okay?
No, Tipfishian, they're absolutely suffering. This Pollux, one should... This is what happened.
And Mr. Bloom told what had happened. I've never seen dogs so angry before.
How mean.
I tried to strangle him, that Pollux.
I want to join in. We make mincemeat of Pollux and Kester, and then we free Tuppican's brothers.
You don't say. And what about the alarm system?
Can we switch it off ourselves?
The secret number has 6 figures. Only one try is possible. According to the rules of probability, it's impossible to find the right combination.
And if he quietly sneaks over these hot objects, over the sensors?
Even if we're sneaking, they're too heavy, and one of us will certainly tread on them.
You? Why always me?
That's not going to work. I suggest we sleep on it, and tomorrow we think it over again.
They only think of talking and sleeping, cowards. But I will think of an idea.
I had a strange feeling, and indeed, that when everybody was asleep, Tavulchin struck away.
Toby! Timmy! Ah! Help me!
What do we have here? Another little Dalmatian.
Two, 5, 3, 7, 4, 9. And that's supposed to be a secret number. It's just a simple mathematical equation. That's all.
You're just what I need. The other two, you don't look like they'll last much longer. You're still fresh. March. Go. Join the others.
Oh, Toby, Timmy.
Have fun. I'll see you in the morning.
Well, who's got an idea?
Sorry, everything's very difficult.
4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, one's missing.
Tavulchin!
Oh dear, I'm afraid I made a mistake. I'm sure she's gone to Toby and Timmy. Where's he going? Come back, Butcher, come back.
I truly hope he doesn't want to get caught. It's only because Tavulchin has smiled at him.
Now we're in a fine mess. It looks like we're not going to have to only free Toby and Timmy, but possibly on top of that, Tüpfelchen and Butcher. Up and at 'em.
Oh dear, now it's becoming serious.
Castor, Pollux,
Hey, look, that was very quick.
where are Butcher and Tüpfelchen?
Who? Oh, yes. You mean the two burglars we caught last night.
They're not burglars. Set them free immediately. Otherwise,
Otherwise, hey, Pollux, come here. The boys here went to burglars from last night. What do you think of that?
off we go! Tüpfelchen, Butcher!
Don't go any further, Krummer.
They've got an alarm system.
What do we do now?
We need the secret number.
Hey, criminal. What do you want to do now?
I'm just typing the figures. Something's bound to happen now.
You're crazy!
I had no choice. I couldn't stand by and watch them rush headlong into disaster.
He knows the figures. Stop, criminal.
You have made it.
We were fantastic!
Butcher.
They've saved me. They like me after all.
Once I decided to get involved, I was consistent. What shall we do with them, boss?
Let them hang around. As loud as they are, somebody's bound to turn up and free them.
Now you can eat as much as you want.
They don't need any bones. They need real meat.
Rubbish. Have a look at them. What they need is sleep.
Ask Tüpfelchen. She'll know what's best for us.
She is nowhere.
And Krumel is missing too.
We have to tell you something.
Well, it's like this.
As you know, I didn't like Colonel very much, but now...
To come to the point, I'm going home with Tüpfelchen. And when we have nursed Toby and Timmy back to health, we want to start a family. Yeah.
Family sounds good.
I'll come with you.
What are we waiting for? Come on, people, let's have fun.
Yes, those were the days, and when I look back on them, I can't help but think, perhaps it wasn't so bad. I interfered after all. Nah. Nah.
And that was a very underwhelming ending. It just stopped. Okay, one game down, I guess. Which means time for game number 2. Which should be a little better. A little better. Probably not. Next up is Moses. Means of Egypt, where did everything go? There it is. So wait, when I minimize it, it goes away? That is stupid. That is incredibly stupid design. I got it. I'll leave it there. Alright. That's gonna be a royal pain in the butt every time I pick the next game. But whatever. Gotta make sure that volume cranked. So that video was not even half an hour. I think I remember rage quitting at like the 21 or 22-minute mark, so I was almost done the last time. Which is also partially why I'm doing this. Just suck it up and power through. Apologies in advance if anyone's watching and I don't respond. Like I said, I'm keeping the mic off for the actual video because, quite frankly, it doesn't deserve any commentary. Oh, my. Okay. Yes, there's your gold thing. Needlessly interrupted for the 50th time. Like I give myself 5 minutes to do stuff, and that's not good enough. Yes. Mountain, there's the sky and the sun. No, you know, it's a dreary day. There's your painting. And now here's the video.
That's my country, Egypt. A wonderful country. In other countries, when people still lived in caves, we already had houses, palaces, and of course, the pyramids. Our kings we called pharaohs. In this story, as we will see at once, he wasn't particularly pleasant, but very rich and powerful.
My new dances, do you like them, Sheriff? Well, I must say, Pharaoh, you're wonderful. You have good taste. Well, I must say, their moves are a little stiff, but we'll soon settle that. Are you sure? Pharaoh, Not now. It's important, just now. Okay, but please be brief. I'll try. As you surely noticed, Arby has to me. He, anyway, is one of my best agents. Well, you have to admit it was a wonderful idea to train A. Harvey to be an agent. Whatever gives somebody the idea Monkey is an agent anyway? Charter. You are right. From the beginning, Arby has just told me that your slaves, the Israelites, became dissatisfied more and more every day. They say they have to work too hard for you and they have very little to eat. And for this reason, you interrupt the performance? Why should I worry about it? They should work more, then they won't have time to think about food. Ha! Take care of it. After all, this is what you were paid for. Go on.
Many years ago, the Israelites came to Egypt. In their own country, there was a great famine, so they had to move away. The Pharaoh allowed them to live in Egypt, but they had to work very hard for him.
Hi, do you want to play with us? Come on. Oh, we will have trouble now.
Look at this boy. And you claim you haven't enough to eat? You haven't enough time to play either? Right here you mustn't play. You have to work.
But they are just children.
Children, go on working. That counts for you, too. You are becoming cheeky. What's your name?
Alan?
I hold you responsible for Aaron. If he gets caught playing another time, I will beat him black and blue myself so that he won't be able to walk away. And believe me, my agents are everywhere.
I won't be spoken to like that. The Egyptians have no right to treat us like slaves. Aaron, be quiet. Go on working. Sharif will be able to realize his threat.
And believe me, where he beats, no grass will grow.
Therefore, be reasonable, Aaron. We simply have to do what the Pharaoh orders.
For you, maybe, but I'm not afraid. And Benjamin isn't either.
You will help us if somebody tries to hurt us. But the monkey, Abi, was listening and hadn't anything better to do than to go to Sharif and tell him everything immediately.
There you are, my dear. Come to me. Well, are they working? Have we frightened them enough? What do you say? The children? And that Aaron is the ringleader? He's going to be in for it. Who's going to be in for it? Do you have the Israelites under control again? My dearest Pharaoh, it's like my master agent.
I don't know. Yeah. Short answer, please. Yes or no? 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 Yes, no. I mean, but if you'd let me finish speaking. Sharif, yes or no? It's the children. The adults obey and everything, but the children refuse to obey you. The children. That's all I needed. I don't want a rebellious generation growing up. We have to put it to the test. But I would say exactly the same. To put it to the test, but would it be if you know... you are too awkward. I need a simple, honest solution. Exactly. For 1 year, I will order the killing of every newborn child. Send the soldiers in. Pharaoh!
And it happened like the Pharaoh ordered. Every time when Sharif found out from Abi or another agent that a child was born, he sent the soldiers out. Aaron also had a baby brother now. I'm going to hide my child. The soldiers won't find him. What if Moses cries? Everybody will notice it. And when he grows up, what'll happen then?
Aaron is right. As long as Moses is a baby, you can hide him, but later when he starts to crawl, it won't work anymore.
We have to take him somewhere where there's no Pharaoh and no soldiers. But Aaron, all the streets are guarded. But not the Nile.
Yeah?
We will place the basket with Moses on the Nile and let him swim away. Aaron, what kind of ideas do you have all the time? That's too dangerous. Imagine what could happen. And if we take him to little Benjamin, he will be able to protect him. The family thought it over and over, but they couldn't find a better solution. So the mother took the basket and went to the Nile with Aaron. You have to watch my little brother very well. You are responsible for him. Do you promise this? The little crocodile took his job very seriously and protected Moses as well as he could. But nearby the Pharaoh palace, the basket was taken by a strong current. Even the strongest little crocodile isn't able to do anything against a strong current. Doesn't that look funny? What is that little crocodile going to do? Maybe there's something inside to eat. A baby! What do you think of that? Don't just stand around. Try to distract the crocodile.
That's easier said than done. How do you distract a crocodile? What are you going to do?
I'm going to keep him.
You have enough. Anyway, you're the Pharaoh's daughter, and that's definitely an Israelite child. If your father finds out about this, well, we're in for it.
There's no need for him to know. Nobody else knows where we found the child. And if you shut your mouth...
Okay. Nobody will hear anything from me. I don't care why this child was lying on the steps of my palace. What should I do with him?
You don't have to do anything. I will raise him.
And what if he's no Egyptian child, What if it's an Israelite child?
Nonsense. Look at the blanket. Israelites haven't got those blankets. No, he is a little Egyptian.
I don't care. Take the child away. We're not an orphanage.
I have a name for him, Amon, just like you, like his grandfather.
Grandfather? Are you crazy?
Finally, the Pharaoh agreed. Moses grew up believing that he was Amon, the Pharaoh's grandchild. And the princess was his mother. He felt like the future ruler of Egypt. In the meantime, many years had passed. Aaron had grown up and had a son of his own. He seldom thought of Moses these days. Daddy, there are men coming. Stop playing.
Oh, Amon, the Prince of Egypt.
He will be the pharaoh himself when the present pharaoh dies.
Nothing will change for us. One's just like the other.
Come on. You have to show him who gives the orders. After all, you're the Prince of Egypt.
He's standing around and talking instead of working. Hey, you, come here.
Yeah?
Yes, my prince, you have to say. Ah, Egyptian show-off. What was that?
He said Egyptian show-off. I'm going to call the soldiers.
Yes, just call the soldiers. Can't you do anything by yourselves? Not even punish people? He'll see about that. I'll show you. Come on.
Ammon, we are looking for you everywhere. Where do I find you? Picking a fight with an Israelite. Aren't you ashamed? You, the future pharaoh.
Just smirk. There'll be another day. Let's go.
I'm sure you would have won against the Egyptian.
No, Daniel, I don't think so. But anyway, we mustn't tolerate everything.
What's going on? I also want to laugh.
Well, yes, if you think about it, that Ammon's an Israelite himself, and now he wants to punish his own people. Funny, isn't it?
Be quiet. What do you think will happen if somebody finds out that we fished him out of the Nile? Abi had big ears. At last! A message as he wants it. He ran to Sharif, filled with pride for his result as an agent. He ran to the pharaohs.
Is that right? Is that right, what Sheriff has told me? Ammon is an Israelite? He didn't lie on the steps of my palace. You fished him out of the Nile.
It doesn't matter where I found him and where he was born. Here he grew up with us, and he feels like an Egyptian.
You say it doesn't matter? Where did you get that heretical thought from? An Israelite, and I would have made him my successor. Murab, bring that swindler at once.
The soldier went to Moses to warn him and told him to escape. Otherwise, the Pharaoh would have killed him. In despair, Moses went out into the desert and wandered until his feet could no longer carry him.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Why shouldn't I be an Egyptian any longer? Why should my mother not be my mother? I'm afraid I'm going crazy. That bush has been burning since I've been sitting here. It should have been burned out by now. Don't come any closer. I have selected you in order to free the Israelites from their slavery in Egypt. You will take them to their father's country in Canaan. Who's talking there? Is there anyone around? I am the God of the Israelites. Go to your people and tell them that they should go with you. Why my people? I'm an Egyptian, not an Israelite. At least I believed that up until now. No, it is true. What the Pharaoh's agent has found out. You are an Israelite. You don't say, but the people know me as the Prince of Egypt. I'm sure they believe that I'm trying to cheat them. Go to your brother Aaron. He will recognize you by name. Your name is Moses, and nobody but he and your mother know this name. Oh dear, is this really the man who should be my brother? He'll never believe me.
So tell him that a long time ago he gave you a little crocodile for protection. That will convince him.
Though it may be true what you're saying, why should I believe on top of that you're our God?
Look at that staff which is lying around there. If you go to the Israelites, and if they don't believe you, take the staff and make a snake of it. I will send a dream to your brother Aaron. This dream will tell him of your coming. Now go. Go.
Moses felt very uncomfortable when he started on his way. But the nearer he came to the village of the Israelites, the safer he felt that everything was true that had been said by this God. He was selected, if not for a prince of Egypt, then at least as a savior of the Israelites.
Oh dear. The Prince of Egypt, that's all we need just now. Has he got to turn up right now when my brother's coming home?
My father says we don't want to see you right now. Oh.
I'm Moses, your brother. Yeah, I don't believe that. Is there any reason to know that my name is Moses? But apart from you, nobody knows my name. And at the time, you gave me a little crocodile for protection, just like the one your son's playing with.
He must be Moses. Why else would he know the details? Aaron, he must really be Moses. But that's when he wanted to beat you up. Shh, be quiet.
Our God has selected me to take you out of Egypt, into a country without any suppression. I should go to the Pharaoh and tell him now that we have got to go. You want a bit too much, don't you think? First, we're supposed to believe you're Moses, and furthermore, you'll lead us out of Egypt by the order of some god. Not of some god, but of a very powerful god. Look here, everybody. The God of the Israelites will protect us. It seems you really believe in him. I'll go to the Pharaoh with you. I'm looking forward to it.
The following day, Aaron and Moses went to the Pharaoh and told him to set the Israelites free and let them leave Egypt.
Who are these two? I can't tell you exactly. The big one there is Aaron. He's been a notorious hooligan since his childhood. And the other one, I really don't know. You don't know? No, I mean, yes. In some way or other, he seems familiar to me, but I'll take care of him. Okay, so you want to leave Egypt. And that has been told you by your God. Well, why not? Are you crazy? What kind of God are you talking about? A strong and powerful God. Have a look here. This could have been done by my gods just as well. And now take care that you disappear quickly. You may come back again when your God has found some better ideas. But, come on, I've told you from the beginning it doesn't work like that.
The Israelites obviously live quite a happy life. You will change that immediately.
From where do I know this Moses? I've seen him before, but I'm not sure.
I'm not allowed to play with Benny anymore. The Egyptian soldier said I have to work. That's your fault.
Your wife is right, Aaron. I told you to become more sensible. Now everything will become worse.
That is exactly the same as it was before, and you know how that ended up.
This time will be different. Believe me, I will talk with God. We should not listen to him anymore. Nothing good will come out of this. The Pharaoh is laughing about you. To change a staff into a snake can be done by his gods as well. The Israelites have been punished and have to work more than before. How can they believe in you anymore?
I will teach him a lesson. You and Aaron will
will go back to the Pharaoh again. If he won't let you go, I will send him as many rats into the country as there is corn. The rats will eat everything.
When Moses told this to the Israelites, most of them remained skeptical. Too often they had seen what had happened if you worked against the Pharaoh. But Aaron believed in God and went to the palace with Moses.
Well, what new magic do you have to offer this time? You better stop laughing. If you don't let us go, our Lord will send a plague of rats into your country, such as Egypt has never seen before. You want to make me afraid? A plague of rats? Well, let's see. And if your God is able to conjure up some rats, well, my priests will know what to do about it. Priest! Priest! Let the rats disappear at once!
That's not possible. The God of Israelites must be more powerful than our gods.
The rats are not only in the palace, but throughout the whole country, but not in the village of the Israelites. A great part of the harvest has already been eaten by the rats. If this does not stop, a famine will threaten us.
Priest!
I can't do anything. You must do what they want. Otherwise, we will all starve sooner or later.
Tell your God, if the rats have disappeared by tonight, you may go. If you do not want me to change my mind, then disappear, but do it quickly, yeah.
You really want to let them go? But Pharaoh, please allow me.
Be quiet. As soon as the rats have gone, you send out your soldiers. They shall stop the Israelites. They guess they can disappear that easily. Ha ha.
Do you believe me now? Get your things packed. I will lead you into the promised land. Forget the promised land. Your promised land is here forever. Everyone who leaves the village will go to prison immediately.
That's what I told you before. That's the result of it. You can't move freely anymore.
You have made everything worse.
It looks as if the people were right. The Pharaoh is more powerful than your God. No, just more underhanded. I will talk with God again. He will force Pharaoh to allow us to go.
Ah, but then we would have worked ourselves to death, and if you were not Aaron's brother, we'd have chased you away.
God was very furious when he heard that the Pharaoh had broken his promise. He sent heavy thunderstorms over the country. Pharaoh promised again to let the Israelites go, but just when the thunderstorms were over, he broke his promise.
Seems you never give up. How do you want to threaten me now?
This is my last threat. If you don't let them go, the Lord will make all Egyptian children ill and put them to death.
Are you able to stop that?
If the children are dead, even the God of the Israelites can't put them back to life again. By no means should we take any risk.
Disappear immediately now. I don't want to see you again.
Come on, what are we standing around here for? Sorry, there's one more thing. Our God wants you to give us back our gold and jewelry that we've been working for such a long time.
Take as much as you can, but go away immediately.
Daniel.
But I want to take Benny with me.
That's not possible. We gotta go through the desert. There's no water. Benny will die of thirst.
Then I don't want to go through the desert either.
Daniel, listen. We will go to a country that is much prettier than Egypt. Then you will get a little crocodile again.
2.
What do you mean 2?
2 little crocodiles.
2 crocodiles. Now come. Bye, Benny. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're not eaten. Daniel.
Why did I allow them to go? And why did I give them their golden jewelry? Oh, I could. Ammon. Ammon? What's the matter with him? He's Moses. From the beginning, I was sure I knew him. What? And Moses is Ammon. Moses is the prince of Egypt. This. And I brought him up. I treated him like my own son. He has lied to me and cheated me again and again. No, it's worse. He has robbed, stolen, plundered. Please be quiet, Pharaoh. He says the Israelites are moving on very slow. They can't be far. It's not too late. At last you have a good idea. Quick, Sheriff. Put an army together. They should bring back the Israelites together with my gold, and especially this Moses, the Prince of Egypt.
Ahbi's report was absolutely correct. The Israelites could only walk a few kilometers a day. The march across the desert was very exhausting.
Daddy, Egyptian soldiers. I have seen one of them.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not a baby anymore. I know well enough what an Egyptian soldier looks like.
I believe you, my son. What do I hear? The Egyptians are following us. They will kill all of us. If we'd only stayed in Egypt. We should never have listened to you and your brother. Why don't you trust me at last? God will help us.
How can he help us? Do you believe that weapons will rain from heaven?
Esther's right. We should not have asked for the return of the gold and jewelry. It's absolutely clear Pharaoh wants his gold back. I didn't want it. It was God who wanted it. Then go to your God and tell him to get us out of the trouble. That's what he's responsible for.
You need not say anything. I see that your people are not happy with you.
They're not happy with you either. The Egyptians are following us. Did we have to take the gold with us?
Do you start to doubt me? Haven't I proved to you again and again that I'm more powerful than Pharaoh?
Yes, you have. But ahead of us is the Red Sea, and behind us there are the soldiers. Where should we escape?
Let your people come together at the beach of the Red Sea. Then take your staff and put it into the water. The sea will split and you can go through it with dry feet.
Moses went to the Israelites and told them what God had said. They had no choice. They had to believe Moses.
Don't let me down now.
Is he able to do that?
The staff can perform miracles. Moses can make the rats come and disappear. Why shouldn't he be able to do the same with the water? If Moses is able to do that, I'll never say anything against him anymore.
And we all will believe in his God. Well, that's what I said before. Moses is able to do that.
Hurry up. We must be across the sea before the Egyptians reach the beach.
We have made it! We have really made it!
Soldiers! Egyptian soldiers! Soldiers! Egyptian soldiers!
They'll reach us. I've known it all along. Now they will kill all of us if we had only stayed in Egypt.
Now, at last the people believed in Moses and his God. In order to commemorate their rescue, they celebrated a great festival, the Passah Festival, which takes place at Easter and will remind people of the great event.
Yeah, at least it got halfway decent at the end there. I guess, if you can call that halfway decent. Anywho, game number 3. Need to learn how to bring this stuff up properly. Game number 3 is going to be Anastasia, which is a story that can be followed. See, it's probably the least bad as much of a ringing endorsement as that is. Never get bothered with the puzzles anymore because I don't have the time. I have the time, I just don't want to. They're all the same anyway. It was just cut and paste for all these games. Do a really quick painting and then we'll do the next one. Let's do the fat guy. You got some mantles, if you could even. Jeez, you got a nice blue sky in the back for reasons. Because we're outside, probably. I don't know. Here's planters, and there's steps. I drag all the way over here. I like how white's a color. And you got your little gold statue deal here. And there you have it. There's Mr. Man. Yay. And now movie number 3.
Vladimir, Grand Duchess.
Vladimir, are you absolutely sure that you have packed all the suitcases? Haven't you forgotten any of my boxes?
No, Grand Duchess. You've asked me 5 times.
Well, better to be safe than sorry, so my deceased husband said. God rest his soul. N'est-ce pas?
Oh, if she would only go. The best thing about the Russian winter is that my mother escapes to Paris.
What are you laughing about, Anastasia? Would you remember ever, please, when adults are talking, children have to keep quiet. Compris? Yes, Granny. Please do not call me Granny. I am Grand Duchess Olga of Romanov. This is a law for you as well, ma petite. Vladimir, my jewelry box. Mais vie. And you, my son, don't you want to come to Paris with me?
Now you know I can't leave Moscow. The people are planning a revolution to drive me away. Me, the Tsar of Russia.
Imagine that. The people want to rule themselves? Ha! The people are stupid.
Have you anything to say? Your intelligence is not up to standard, I am afraid.
But Mother...
Really, my son, you need an advisor whom you can rely on. But Rasputin, I believe, has a face of a traitor.
Grand Duchess, that's enough. Rasputin has been in my service for many years, and he was always faithful to me. You had better take care of things you understand more.
Ah! Vladimir! Vladimir! Where is he gone now? I will never get away from here.
I cannot fly, unfortunately. Here is your jewelry box.
Anastasia! Come here! Yes, Granny. Sorry, Grand Duchess, I mean, of course. As long as I'm away, you will wear this pendant round your neck, so that you won't forget me. Compris, mon petit? I am sure I wouldn't forget you without the pendant either.
And none of us will.
Let's go now. Au revoir, my dears. Au revoir. And Anastasia, don't forget to remain sitting at the table after all have finished eating. And you, my son, make sure you not trust Rasputin too much and...
This Rasputin is totally ineffective. He's promised 1,000 times that the Tsar would go with his mother to Paris. And now, that old pain in the neck has gone away alone. Right, Vladimir?
Well, the rest of the family has stayed here, and how the old woman has tyrannized me again, has treated me like dirt.
Vladimir, my head box.
That'll be the last time if we don't do anything against it. The Tsar lives like a god, and the people in the country are starving.
And in the palace, tons of food is thrown away. Am I right, cook?
Yes, yesterday I had to throw away 5 kilos of loins, 8 kilos of pheasants, 10 loaves of bread, and 3 pounds of butter as well. Oh, there we are. If anybody says anything against it, he will be put in prison. I would have a much less against your revolution if Rasputin was not involved.
It's his job to help us drive the Tsar away. After that, he is finished.
Speak of the devil. How do you dare to turn up here? Hadn't you promised that the Tsar would go with his mother to Paris and we'd prepare the revolution in peace?
If you were always shouting, away with the Tsar, away with the Tsar, he would certainly have gone to Paris. But it doesn't work like that.
These are lame excuses. We can go on without your help. We can do it without you.
It was a silly idea from the beginning.
Can't you wait a little bit? I'll keep my promise. Tonight, you will be rid of the Tsar, yes. Ha 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 ha.
Nobody has survived. They must all be dead.
I can't help thinking. I think it looks like arsony.
Look over there. That little girl must be freezing. That child is full of soot. She must have been in the palace. She is probably the daughter of a servant.
The devil should get me. Anastasia is still alive. Wait, I will change that immediately.
Well, well, don't cry. What is your name, my little girl? You must have a name. I don't know my name. I don't know anything.
She doesn't know who she is. That is good. After looking like that, nobody will think that she's the daughter of the Tsar.
She doesn't know who she is. Is that possible? We can't leave her here standing here alone.
First of all, you come home to me, and when you have slept, you will know who you are, where you belong. You agree? Come with me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, Rasputin's coming. I don't want to see him. Let's disappear.
Hey, stop there! What do you say now? I have kept my promise. The Tsar is dead.
If I wasn't such a light sleeper, we all would have been burned.
Exactly. We finished with you. Come here.
Not so fast. We had agreed that I make sure that the Tsar disappears, whereas you make sure that the people will elect me as their president.
The people can elect who they like. We can't decide that.
Well, I definitely won't elect you. You almost killed us, didn't you?
Exactly. Come here now. Why are you still talking to him?
You will pay for that. The day is yet to come. Yes.
Ah, did you have a good sleep, my little dove? She likes you. Normally she barks when foreigners come to visit us.
What's her name?
Sasha.
Sasha.
But there is no reason to cry.
Everybody's got a name, but I don't have one. You've told me when I will wake up, I will know who I am.
You still cannot remember anything. You have probably lost your memory from the explosion last night. Things like that happen.
But I want it back. Will I get it back? When?
Difficult to say, perhaps, but perhaps not. You are right, Sasha. Sasha wants you to stay with us. What do you think of that?
Yes, but only until I know who I am.
I agree. But we need a name for you nevertheless. What name would you like?
Could my name be Asha? Of course, only until I remember my own name.
Asha. Well, why not? What about breakfast now?
Six years later.
You haven't been elected. This mob has not elected me again.
Democracy isn't worth anything. Let's have a revolution.
Oh, don't talk such rubbish. Revolution. We had one just a couple of years ago.
Okay, then you start a new revolution.
Some people say rats are intelligent animals. What nonsense? No, the old babushka must hear me. Babushka!
Comrade Rasputin, I have just heard you have failed in the elections a second time. So you blew up the palace for nothing 6 years ago.
And whose fault was it? Yours, of course. You told me with the Tsar and his family when they died, I come to power.
When the family of the Tsar is dead, my dear. I told you only when all are dead you will come to power. But Anastasia is alive. Kill her.
How can I find the girl after all this time? She could be anywhere now.
That's your problem, my dear.
Lost The old Grand Duchess in Paris still believes her granddaughter is alive. She must be pretty mad.
She has even offered a reward of 10,000 rubles for the one who brings back Anastasia.
10,000 rubles? I would really like to know how many false granddaughters will be pinned on her.
There he is, the thief. Stop him. Stop.
Oh, dear, that's all I needed.
Eh?
Couldn't you stop him, Dom? That was Boris Glowacki. This crook has cheated me out of 200 rubles.
Boris Glowacki. How have I done that before? He sold rotten tomatoes to my brother-in-law for 75 rubles.
There was only water and 10 bottles of vodka, which my neighbor got from him.
It's really about time we put a stop to his game.
You're safe. Nobody's close on your heels, but I have to disappear from Moscow. At least until this thing is dead and buried. Well, St. Petersburg would not be bad.
We don't want to buy anything.
I don't want to sell anything. I just want to take shelter here. Please let me in.
What is your name?
Boris Slovaki.
Well, Borislavaki, then come in. You can stay here overnight. You can't continue with this horrible weather. Be quiet. My daughter is already asleep.
Now, have you slept well?
Say, can't you tie up this monster?
Don't tell me you're afraid of Sasha. Have you heard, Sasha? He is really afraid of you.
Asha, my daughter, where are you? Make breakfast for our guest.
You must play with her, otherwise she won't give you any rest.
Well, if you say so.
Come in, Asha.
I can't believe it. The pendant is worth at least 100, perhaps even 200 rubles. Be quiet, you stupid mongrel. If I sold this, I could pay all my debts and wouldn't have to go to St. Petersburg. Ah, what a good idea.
Boris, I must have lost my pendant somewhere around here. Have you seen it?
No, I don't think so. There's no pendant around here. I certainly would have noticed it.
What's the matter, Sasha? Are you quite sure that you haven't seen it?
100% sure. But now I have to go.
What about breakfast? There must be something wrong here. What do you think, Sasha?
Look here. Look what I've got here. Not bad, eh?
Where'd you get that from?
I was given it by an old man because, well, I chopped wood for him. Yeah, I chopped wood for him.
You chopping wood? I hope that is true.
Listen, you know me. Why would I lie to you? You've known me for ages.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. Tell me, how many rubles will you give me for that? But, comrade chef, it's the same pendant like the one in the newspaper.
Keep your mouth shut.
What? Where in the newspaper? Oh. Why? But that's my pendant. Right you are. But it's exactly this one which was presented by the Grand Duchess to her granddaughter when she traveled away. Imagine that. That means that Asha is... Wow, Asha is... Eh?
Boris, stay here. I give you 100 rubles for it.
You think I'm mad? I'll bring the granddaughter to the Grand Duchess and we'll collect the reward. 10,000 nice little rubles.
How can you be so stupid?
Ouch, comrade, see.
We could have easily earned the money ourselves.
Come on, go fetch Rasputin. He will certainly be interested in what I have just heard.
Asha! Asha!
You dare come back here? You thief, you robber, you gangster, you bandit, you crook!
Asha, stop that. I haven't stolen your pendant, but when I was at my home, I noticed that it had fallen into my boot.
What are you saying? I don't believe my ears. Sasha, have you heard my pendant has fallen into his boot?
Yes, it fell into the right boot, if you want to know exactly.
Look at that. This, our guest, and Asha's pendant has turned up as well. Have you been pricked by your conscience, you old vagabond?
I'm not a vagabond. You're totally wrong.
Now he is in a huff. Come, Sasha, let's go.
Wait, Asha. I just want to know where you got the thing from.
I always had it. Why do you ask?
Because, well, the pendant is from the possession of the former Tsar.
From the Tsar's possession? You must be mad. I've had it forever.
That's right. But when Asha came to me, she already wore it around her neck.
Came to you? Is Asha not your real daughter?
Yeah, she is now, but as a matter of fact, I found her in the night when the Tsar's palace was destroyed. That must be about 6 years ago.
And your real parents? I mean, you must have parents.
I don't know. I can't remember anything that happened before that night.
That's unbelievable. She's genuine. Asha is genuine.
What are you talking about? Of course I'm genuine.
What I mean? The genuine Anastasia. There.
Huh? But it looks like my pendant.
Let me see.
That is your pendant. And you can read in this newspaper that the Grand Duchess presented this pendant to her granddaughter Anastasia. One can assume from that that you are Anastasia.
Rubbish. Everybody knows that the whole family of the Tsar was killed at that time.
Asha! Asha!
What's wrong, dear father?
There is also a picture of the little Anastasia. I must say, she looks exactly like you when I had found you.
Listen, Asha. Your dear father says I'm right. We must go to Paris immediately. Asha, you are the Tsar's daughter.
I can't believe that, and even if it's true, what should I do in Paris?
Well, the Grand Duchess is your grandmother, and perhaps you'll recognize her and start remembering again. That's what you have always wanted.
So that's what's been decided upon. Asha comes to Paris with me.
With us. I wouldn't let Asha go away from home alone. One must keep an eye on such a little crook like you.
Yes, Sasha, if we have to go to Paris, you will come with us, of course.
Are you sure that Boris has got the old Duchess's pendant?
You know what I've told you, and I'm never wrong in things like this.
Who is this girl? Where does she live?
Boris, of course, hasn't told me. I know her name is Asha. But if I know Boris, he has caught her and is on the way to Paris now. He wants to collect the reward.
On the way to Paris. There is only one way to Paris. A coach. I need a coach immediately.
Stop! Stop! My 100 rubles! You have promised me 100 rubles if I help you.
Too late, too late.
Look, the snow is gone. It's already springtime here.
Don't fidget around so much, otherwise the coach will topple over.
Jump! 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 Faster! Jump! Jump! Faster! Faster!
Here, I want to stop here. I like it here.
I agree. I am hungry. Apart from that, my bones need a little bit of a movement. Oh!
Borscht. I will make a really nice borscht.
You want to cook? I really don't know.
Why shouldn't Boris be able to cook?
If you can distinguish a cucumber from a tomato, you can call me Trotsky.
Wait a bit.
Come, Sasha, let's take a walk. We don't want to get involved with this.
Faster, you stupid beast. It wants to take a break, and we have almost reached the target. Well, just for a short time. I want to catch up with Anastasia before it gets dark. Stay nearby, Kirk. When I whistle, you come back. You leave Kirk alone, you bloody mongrel. Ah! You're almost eaten. Don't do that again.
How dare you swear at my dog like that? Sasha is not a bloody mongrel.
Get away, you country bumpkin, or I will. Yes, I'll bring
Come
you.
here, Sasha. I don't want to be offended by him like that. We go back to the old father and Boris.
What did she say? Old father and Boris. That was Anastasia. Oh, am I an idiot? That could have been my chance. A short stab of the same, and oh, what an idiot, what a crank I am.
Arsha, do you smell that? It's delicious. Delicious. Perhaps this Boris is not such a bad guy. After all, What do you think? What's the matter with her?
Oh, we just saw a strange man. He swore at Sasha.
What did she do?
She tried to catch a rat, but it was a tame rat and obviously belonged to the man. Sasha couldn't really know that.
A rat? A man with a rat? Black beard, long nose, rather thin?
Yes. Do you know him?
That can only have been Rasputin. Everyone in Moscow laughs at him and his rat. What is he doing here looking for you?
Rasputin. It has been told that this is Rasputin who set fire to the Tsar's palace. And what is told beyond that is that he wants to kill the Tsar's daughter.
I don't want to be killed by Rasputin. Do something about it, Boris.
It's already done. Getting rid of pursuers is part of my job. I've had a lot of practice at it.
How will that happen?
Pay attention. Up to now, Rasputin has pursued us. But from now on, we will pursue Rasputin.
What?
Ingenious. You don't understand, dear father. We just hide ourselves somewhere and wait until Rasputin has passed us.
Then we can eat our borscht at last and drive behind him peacefully.
Is he not a wonderful cook, our Boris?
Good heavens. If you keep on like this, you will become a real couple of gangsters. Well, let's go to work, huh? Get busy.
Is that far enough?
It should be enough. Hey, get up! Gee up! Faster! Faster! Come on! It worked! It worked! What do you say now?
Now we have enough time to eat.
We should have caught up with them already by now. Gee up! Come on! Faster! Gee up! Faster! Suspicious subject in front of us! Only one on the run will rush like that!
We'll have a closer look at him.
Stop! Stop! Chip! Chip! What do you want? What do you want? Let me through. I'm in a rush.
We realize that.
Why are you in such a rush? Who are you running from?
Run away? That's nonsense. Out of the way, you stupid fool.
What did you say? Fools!
Stupid fools!
You're arrested for insulting civil servants.
Carry on! Carry on!
Carry on! Carry on! Move on!
What's the matter, General?
Anastasia, now I've caught you at last.
I knew there was something wrong with him.
Excuse me, mademoiselle. He must be a madman. You can see that by the rat.
We'll take him away. He won't molest you again so quickly.
Thank you, General.
My pleasure, mademoiselle. Take him away.
Paris. I never had dreamed, never in my life, that one day I would come to Paris.
So many streets. How can we find the Grand Duchess here? Boris, where are you going?
I'm going to that shop. In the shop, they'll certainly know where the Grand Duchess is.
In a house of fashion?
Boris knows his job. If you know the Grand Duchess, then you have to look for her in a fashion salon.
And do they know where she lives?
Of course. Not far from here. In fact, right around the corner, so to say.
Mon Dieu, Russians again. Well, am I right in the assumption that you would say that the girl is Anastasia?
She is Anastasia.
Mais qui, Anastasia the 25th. Evidence, s'il vous plaît.
No, I will give you evidence. We want to see Grand Duchess, mais vi.
Oh, I'm sorry. Without evidence, no entrance.
You arrogant snot. We are right when we are started the revolution in Russia.
Don't be so rude, dear father. Comrade Butler, this is the pendant which I received as a child from the Grand Duchess.
That can have been forged.
That's enough. Get him, Sasha. Go on.
Entree! Russian peasants, what do you want? Be brave, Arsha.
Go to her.
Look at this, comrade.
Comrade? What do you mean, my comrade? I am the Grand Duchess Olga of Romanov. Compris?
Somehow I've heard that sentence before. That's it! That's the pendant which I presented to Anastasia. I recognize it exactly. Mais qui? C'est la médaillon.
You see, that's what I told you.
Come here, ma petite. Are you really Anastasia?
Ah, yes. This is Anastasia indeed, your granddaughter.
Rasputin! I was right all the time. To shuft, to canaille.
Of course, you were right, but unfortunately I made a mistake by not touching this girl. Only if she's dead can I come to power.
Dmitri, do something about it, mais vite.
To hell with all of you.
Stop, Sasha. This is not a ball. This is a bomb. Stop, Sasha.
Get off, you stupid beast. Stop. What are you doing there? Help! Help! Oh, that was close. Why were we lucky?
You heartless man, how can you say that? Sasha is dead and you say we're lucky? And you wanted to go to America with me? Sasha!
Excuse me, Arsha. What did you just say about America?
Well, the Grand Duchess has offered a reward.
1,000 rubles.
10,000 rubles.
And with these 10,000 rubles, Asha and I wanted to go to America. That's what we thought up on our journey.
To the land of the proletarians? You must be mad. Complètement fou.
America. Why not?
That is not possible. You cannot leave me alone here after I have found my granddaughter again at last.
Well, I sense the worst. I hope the Grand Duchess doesn't want to come with us.
Dmitri!
Oh, yes, Grand Duchess.
Dmitri! Are you absolutely sure that you packed all the suitcases and haven't forgot any of my hat boxes?
You have asked me that for the 5th time now.
Well, better to be safe than sorry, so my deceased husband, God rest his soul, said. N'est-ce pas? Boris, dear father, I remember again. I've heard all that once before.
Arsha.
To America, c'est incroyable. Democracy, Indians, gangsters, et mon Dieu.
What kind of ending was that? Alright, well, that's number 3 down. Now to game number 4, which honestly is probably my favorite out of the 5, in as much as you can favorite with these. Sword of Camelot. It's really bizarre, even by Dingo Picture standards. So here we are. Come on. There we are. Does this one actually has a narrator? Oh, does it have a narrator? And I'm gonna learn my lesson this time. Crank the mouse all the way up so that when I paint, I can actually move it. This is still slow, but it's less slow, so there's that. What am I doing? Here we are. Nope. No, there we are. Why even give that as an option if you can't do anything with it? And here we have Excalibur. Oh yes, I have been watching Final Fantasy V streams recently. How did you know? Captain, bring my brown pants. And there you have it. A painting. A lovely painting. And now the movie.
Do you know who I am? No? Never heard of me? In former times, everyone knew me. Merlin, the greatest magician of the Middle Ages. And they all came to me. Peasants, knights, kings, they all wanted me to help them. And usually I did. Unless I was planning some other great thing. And the greater matter was certainly King Arthur. It happened in England more than 1,000 years ago. The empire needed a new ruler because the old king had just deceased. And because in my dreams the future is prophesied, I knew when young Arthur would become king. Also, the Holy Grail would be found again. You will get to know later what the Holy Grail is. I am sure that Arthur became King of England and showed the castle of Camelot as the king's seat. Most of the dukes and knights agreed that Arthur should be the new king, because they knew he was under my personal protection, and they had a great respect for me. But there was only one man who did not agree with it. His name was Mordred, the Black Knight.
Come on, Merlin.
Arthur,
You know, I think that you want to fight against one of the best and strongest knights of England.
Well, I've decided to fight against him, and what a king decides upon, he shall keep.
And most of all, he has to hold himself back when things become dangerous. Well, what do you have to do? You will see very soon whether this is good for you or not. We are entering the territory of the Black Knight. Aren't you afraid of him?
But it would be unlike a king if he forgot his royal duties out of fear. It is my duty now to defeat Mordred.
Right. I have warned you. Ah, look, Arthur personally. King by Merlin's mercy.
Stop offending me. Draw your sword, or are you a coward?
Coward? Do you believe that I have not enough courage to fight against such a little upstart? Perhaps you give me your sword immediately, then we can save a lot of time and I won't injure you, yeah.
Big mouth.
Well, then we'll do it as you like. And so it went on for half a day, through and through, back and forth, to and fro. At a certain point, it seemed that Mordred was the stronger one. Then Arthur seemed to win. By and by, their attacks became weaker and weaker. Their arms were much damaged, and they injured each other more and more. But neither of the two wanted to give up. Then the moment came when Arthur had to learn that also a king can be in trouble, yeah. Stop, Mordred. Merlin! That's what I thought before. Without you, Arthur can't do anything.
Merlin, keep out of this. It's only something between Mordred and me.
He's right. There's an end now to playing the king. You wouldn't have it any other way.
Merlin, what have you done? If anybody hears that it was not me who defeated the Black Knight, that you killed him with your magic, everybody will laugh at me.
My dear Arthur, first of all, Mordred is not dead but only unconscious. And secondly, if a certain Merlin did not exist, then nobody could laugh at you because you would be stone dead and England would be without a king again. If Arthur hadn't been so injured, he might have even fought against me because he was so insulted. But when he stood up, he fell down again because of his pain. So I packed him on his horse and took him to a hermit who had experience in treating wounded knights. And there he lay for days between life and death. At last, the herbs of the old man had their effect, and slowly Arthur became healthy again. One day, he saw a young lady walking along with her retinue.
Who is that? Merlin, please tell me who that young woman was.
Her name is Guinevere. She is Prince Leo's daughter.
She is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen.
You know, that one can quarrel about good taste.
I'll marry her as soon as I have defeated Mordred, but this time without your help.
Also without a sword. As far as I remember, your sword was damaged in the fighting.
Oh, that's right. But where should I find a new sword in this wilderness?
I see. Now I'm suddenly the right man again. Well, come along with me, and I'll find a new sword for you.
Where are we here? You are not a mortal human being. You must be a fairy.
You are right, Arthur. I'm Morgana from Avalon, the country of the fairies of immortality. Why do you come to me?
My sword is broken, and a king without a sword is a bit strange. I would like to ask you for a new sword.
I have known you would come one day. Do you see the sword in the lake? It's a name, Excalibur. Go and fetch it.
Oh.
Come on, Arthur. What are you waiting for? Arthur was glad about the new sword. Like a king. I had almost forgotten that he was a king himself. Well, it was the most glorious sword that he had ever seen. But it was not just a beautiful sword. No, Excalibur was a very special sword. But Arthur did not know that until now. After Arthur had admired the sword again and again, he gave his horse the spurs. He could not wait until he would challenge the Black Knight again. And everything happened. Just like the first time. Arthur knocked at the gate of the castle. Mordred turned up, and the two started to fight again. But this time, Mordred could not rely on his experience and all his strength, because against someone who owns the Sword of Avalon, even the strongest man is powerless. Mercy, King Arthur, spare my life.
I will spare your life, only if you promise not to fight against me again and to accept me as the rightful king of England.
I promise. I invite you to my castle. Don't trust him. He has submitted to you too easily.
Forget that. Now he knows I'm the stronger one.
Do you really believe that? Don't you notice that you haven't a single scratch?
Why should I? I'm the better and braver of us both.
Nonsense, Arthur. It's the sword. Whoever owns Excalibur and fights with it is invincible. The young king was rather angry at first. It was totally against his idea of chivalry to fight against someone using a magic sword. But after a while, he realized that it was not the worst thing to have a sword that made him invincible. Also, the Black Knight suspected that it was not a normal sword with which he had been defeated. He wanted to have it by all means. So he offered Arthur to come with him to become a knight in Camelot. And because Arthur was young and inexperienced, he trusted his friendliness and took him as his knight. We had stayed in Camelot just for a few days when Arthur remembered the lady he had seen, Guinevere. So he sent me to ask her father for permission to marry her. That was the custom at the time. Guinevere didn't cause any problems. She was looking forward to becoming queen. I only had to come to an agreement with her father about the dowry. When this was finished, we could celebrate the marriage. After the wedding, I led Arthur into the hall of the castle. I had a special present for him. Come here, Arthur. I want to show you something.
That's new.
A wedding present.
That's quite nice, but round. We have never had a round table before. Where should I sit as a king if there is no top seat?
But that is the reason why the table is round. All who sit around it should have the same rights. If you believe a knight deserves his merit, then ask him to be seated.
But at the moment, I don't know so many of them.
Don't be in too much of a rush. Select them carefully, and when the time is ripe, then they begin their search for the Holy Grail.
Looking for the wonderful Grail? I don't know anything about it.
That is the Holy Grail, which, if one believes in it, will feed the hungry and heal the ill. Yes, it is a wonder.
Well, Merlin, the idea of the Round Table is not bad. Knights of the Round Table. It doesn't sound bad.
Arthur assigned a seat at the Round Table to his best friends. Also to the Black Knight. He refused to listen to my warnings. I accepted what he wanted, but I had to insist on one thing. 3 seats had to remain free. For I knew in the course of time, another 3 knights would turn up who would make King Arthur's Round Table famous in all eternity.
Morgana.
Listen to me, Arthur. I have helped you for some time now. Today I would like to ask you something. Take Lancelot into your Round Table. I have educated him in Avalon, and I promise you he will honor you greatly.
I would like to fulfill any wish of yours. When Lancelot has proven that he is courageous and brave, he shall become a knight of the Round Table.
Here's someone who wants to test his courage.
I want to prove that I am a true knight of the Round Table.
You dirty bit, you want to fight against me?
Don't do it, Lancelot. He is too strong. I'm satisfied if you defeat a less dangerous enemy.
The king wants to make a coward of a knight of the Round Table?
I'm not a coward. I'll teach you a lesson.
Come on, big boy. Don't you carry a sword? We should have a little game.
A game? I want to fight.
Just wait. You take an axe and hit me in the neck as hard as you can. Then I'll hit you back. It's your turn now, Lancelot.
Come on, hit me. I don't want you to show any compassion.
I only wanted to test you, to see how brave you are, yeah.
Lancelot, I think you are brave enough.
In the following years, Arthur and his knights of the Round Table became more and more famous. Arthur was a brave and just ruler. He always helped his friends, and because of his sword Excalibur, he remained it unwounded. But this was a great blessing, because until then, every year I had the trouble of finding a new king. However, there was somebody, you can hardly believe it, there was really somebody who had never heard of King Arthur and his knights. No. In the forest of Nottingham, there where it was very dense, lived a princess with her son. A short time after the birth of her child, her husband had lost his life in a duel. And because she was afraid that the same might happen to her son, she withdrew into the forest and lived alone with him. When Percival was 18 years old, he did not know yet that there were castles and knights out there. One day, he saw Lancelot riding through the forest in search of adventure.
Oh,
Why are you staring at me like that?
you are shining so much. Are you an angel?
I'm not an angel, definitely not. I'm a knight.
A knight? Tell me, what is a knight?
A knight? Well, a knight is somebody who is looking for adventures and who serves his king.
And what is that?
That's a shield.
And that?
That's a sword, my dear boy.
And I also want to be a knight.
If you want to be a knight, you silly boy, then go to Camelot. King Arthur will not hesitate a second to knight you.
Oh.
Lancelot was giggling into his armor and carried on riding. and Percival ran as quickly as he could, and that was rather fast, to his mother and told her what had happened to him. She could not stop him from wanting to go to Camelot and to become a knight there. Well, his mother gave him an old rickety horse and made him a shield sewn from some cloth and tied together around some willow twigs. Oh dear, I tell you, Percival looked worse than the poorest beggar. And that is exactly what the mother wanted. She wanted him to be laughed at, and as quickly as possible to come back to her in the forest. And that was exactly what was done by people who saw him. Everybody laughed at him, but Percival thought they were friendly and laughed back. At last he came to Camelot.
Oh, who's that coming there?
You should better ask what is coming there.
Oh, look how I drive him away. Come on, come on.
I have a dry throat because of my laughing. Hurry up. Mildred, go get me something to drink.
Mordred, bring me this. Mordred, bring me that. It goes on like that the whole day. I'm not your servant.
But I'm your queen, and you have to do as I tell you.
What a queen! Arthur came to power with the help of Merlin's tricks, and he also got Excalibur from Merlin. Without his sword, he would be the greatest coward of all time.
You dare talk about King Arthur like that? Where is the knight who will take revenge for this offense?
Here, I'm a knight. I want to avenge King Arthur.
You? You are just good enough for a court jester. Be gone.
See, my pretty Guinevere? Only court jesters are ready to fight for Arthur.
I'm not a clown. Start fighting now.
If you want to lose your life, by all means, I don't mind. Okay.
What is going on here?
He was offending you, my lord, so I was fighting him.
And you have won, I see. Only the way in which you did it was not in the manner of a knight.
No, but I have only come here because I want to be a knight.
So you have a few things to learn. What is your name?
Percival.
I like him. He's brave and strong, and it was my fault that Percival came here. Well, if you want, I'll tell you all that you need to know in order to become a knight.
I agree.
Everything had been planned like this by me, because without Percival, the story would not have ended as I had seen it in my dream. Percival accompanied Lancelot, and already after a year he was better than his teacher. Now the time had come to start the search for the Holy Grail. A long time ago. Even I didn't live on the earth at that time. The gods were infuriated by the people, and the Grail disappeared out of this world. In my dream, I had seen that the Knights of the Round Table would get back the Grail. I prepared everything and went to Arthur. Come here, Arthur. I want to show you something.
What is that?
Stop, Arthur. You may pull as much as you want. You will never do it.
And why not?
Because only somebody who has a good conscience can pull out the sword. Whoever is able to do that will find the Holy Grail. Do you want to try it?
Well, a good conscience. What do you mean by that? That one has never lied in one's life?
That's exactly what I mean.
If I think about it, I must say I don't need a new sword. I have the best sword in England after all. What about Percival?
Not even white lies?
No, not even white lies.
Now, Then I better not try it.
Lancelot?
I don't really know. Maybe not.
Nobody? Do you really want to say that there's none among you who has never lied? What about Mordred?
Well, I'll show you. I'm the most honest of your knights. I'll try it.
Come here, Galahad.
Galahad?
Yes, this young man will find the wonderful bowl.
He must prove it first. Come on, Galahad, pull the sword.
Oh. Everything is ready. You have to go now and find the Holy Grail.
But you have told us only Galahad can find the wonderful bowl.
Yes, but he needs your support. Only Arthur must stay here so that England is without a king.
This is the chance I've been waiting for. When all the knights of Camelot have disappeared, I will succeed in getting the sword Excalibur in my possession.
A few days later, the knights set out. Everybody in a different direction. And everybody had a lot of adventures. Galahad as well. He killed 2 dragons, 5 giants, and freed 12 innocent children. And wherever he turned up, he was admired by everyone. The Black Knight had managed to be injured after a few days fighting. Only lightly, of course. So he had a pretense to come back to King Arthur. But don't be afraid. I had warned Arthur, of course, and meanwhile he had learned to listen to me. After many months, Galahad came to the coast. When at a bay he got off his horse in order to have a rest. He was surprised to see Lancelot and Percival there. Both were totally exhausted, and what was even worse for them, without horses. They had lost them on their last adventure.
Galahad, we've almost come to the end of our search. You two will find the Grail together with me.
Well, in our condition, we can't be of great help to you.
We've lost our horses and we can't get on anymore.
Oh.
Galahad is right. You are the Knights of the Holy Grail. One will find it, one will watch it, and one will report it. Go on to this ship.
Without a helmsman, without a crew, the ship sailed off with the 3 knights. And every day the table was set with the most delicious food. Lancelot and Percival were much too tired to be amazed at that. And Galahad, well, Galahad had always believed in miracles. After many days and nights, they at last landed on a foreign coast. When the 3 came on land, Lancelot and Percival wanted to return at once. Everything was so unknown, and they were here without their horses, piloted in full armor. If you've ever tried to run a long way in armor, you will know how difficult that is. But Galahad went in front of them like in a dream and showed them the way. Soon they came to a cave, and although Percival and Lancelot were the bravest knights of their time, they now hesitated to follow Galahad. He had suddenly, without looking around once, disappeared into the cave.
Lancelot, Percival, don't be afraid.
That sounds quite simple.
My task is done. I shall go to Avalon.
Galahad has found the wonderful bowl. You, Percival, will be the Grail King from now on, as long as you are watching the bowl. Those who believe in it will not be starving, and when they are ill, they will be healed. You, Lancelot, have to go back and tell the world that the Holy Grail has been found.
However difficult it was for Percival and Lancelot, They had to say goodbye to each other. Percival remained here as the guard of the Grail, and Lancelot went onto the boat. On his way back, he later met the other knights of the Round Table together, and happy that their search was finished now, they sailed towards Camelot. At Camelot, hardly anyone believed that the Knights of the Table Round would ever find the Grail, and nobody believed that they would ever come back alive. Arthur felt lonelier from day to day, and Mordred was sneaking around him with wicked thoughts and was waiting for a chance to steal the sword Excalibur. But because I had warned Arthur, the Black Knight was waiting for his chance in vain.
Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table are coming back.
I can't believe that.
To hell with them!
Tell me, I want to know everything. Where are Percival and Galahad?
And while the knights were talking and talking, I had taken the sword Excalibur with me. My dream wanted it to be that way. I had to bring the sword back to where Arthur had received it once. I had written Arthur a letter in which everything was explained. I gave the letter to a butler, put the sword under my coat, and went to the lake. So my task was done now. I withdrew from the life on this earth, but to honor the truth, the task was done. And that was not the only reason. Even a magician can fall in love. And I had fallen in love with Morgana, and I wanted to be together with her and live in a different world.
And just like that, another really abrupt ending. Like, it doesn't feel like these should be ending at the spots that they're ending. But at least they're done, so I guess I can't complain. But here's the last one. This one's called Toys. And it's the worst thing I have ever watched. This is worse than the Dalmatians. I'm not gonna say this is the worst PS1 game because this is not a game. But it's bad. It's really bad. But I'm gonna suck it up and get through it. This will be done with 90 games, and we're pretty close to 100. Oh, the fourth flag is gone, so one of the countries was like, nope, we're not doing this. This is too bad even for us. Alright. We'll paint a little bit, watch this stupid movie, and then we're done. There, let's paint some blocks. There, the logs are all brown. Aha, that's funnier than any crap we could watch in this one. Is someone seriously mowing? Oh well. And that's why I'm intending there to be no... That's why I've been doing this no mic stuff, because stuff like this. Claw there, done. That looks good enough. Now here's the horrible movie, and then we can call it a day.
Only 2 more hours, moaned Pino the rag doll. Oh no, sighed the other toys. Only 2 more hours. What did he say? Asked Pronto the telephone. He was a little deaf, and one always had to tell him things twice. It's only 2 more hours before the little boy comes home from kindergarten, explained Cuddly the cushion. Oh my goodness, sighed Pronto as well. Only 2 more hours. Oh, come on, you're all acting as if it was the end of the world. It's only the little boy's birthday, said Jumping Jack. Come on, skateboard. Come on, let's ride another round. I don't want to, said Skateboard. What's wrong? Asked Pronto again. Roller the skateboard doesn't want to do a round with Jumping Jack, explained Cuddly the cushion. Oh, you don't say, said Pronto. And you? What's up with you, Pino? Won't you at least play with me? Leave me alone, said Pino. Just look at this big sad heap. Can't get over the fact that your days' favorite toy are over, jibed Jumping Jack. Game over, peeped Charlie the Chip, the Game Boy. What does he mean? Asked Pronto. Game over means you finished the game, translated Cuddly the cushion. Charlie Chip is right for once. It really is game over for Pino. He'll soon end up in the garbage. Now stop annoying him. It's going to be different for all of us after today, not just for Pino. I don't understand different. What do you mean by different? That's the little boy's birthday. So we'll be getting a new toy, Cuddly explained patiently. And then the little boy will only play with his new toy, and we'll be left lying in the corner, feared Skateboard. Why should it be a new toy? Maybe the boy will get something quite different. New shoes or new trousers or something practical, mused the telephone. Rubbish. His aunt will give him something like that. She has no imagination. But his parents will give him something to play with, explained Jumping Jack. But why should they when he has us? Said the building blocks. He doesn't need any new toys. Exactly. And he especially has me, said Pino. I mean, when I really think about it, I just can't believe that he'd like a new toy better than me. After all, he can't go to sleep without me. You're the only one who believes that. He won't even look at you anymore, and his mother will use the opportunity to throw you away. She always said that you were dirty and unhygienic. Game over. Game over. The doorbell rang penetratingly. There he is, whispered Pino. The little boy didn't come near the nursery. He immediately ran into the living room where the birthday table was laid, and his parents were waiting for him. The toys also crept quietly into the living room. Oh, they sighed. So many presents, there can't just be things to wear in them. That big package over there, the one with the bow, looks very much like a toy. And truly, as the little boy opened the package, he pulled out a brand new baby doll. That thing's really ugly, cried Skateboard. There's no way he could love that doll, exclaimed Pino and breathed lightly.
There's no way of knowing exactly. But there's one thing I can tell you. That thing looks as if it's really going to get on our nerves, added Cuddly the cushion. Prod had been holding his receiver out at arm's length so as not to miss anything. Get on our nerves? You mean even more than Jumping Jack? He asked aghast. And the new toy promptly started screaming. So loud that even Jumping Jack, he couldn't stand it. And he crept back into his box. When the little boy finally sat down to cocoa and cake, the toys returned to the nursery. End the alarm, said Charlie Chip. That little monster won't be of any danger to us. His friends nodded relieved, and for the first time that day, their good spirits rose and they started to play. Pino helped the building blocks to build a wonderful tower. As they finished, the new toy came into the room. I'm Pampa! Which of you's Pino? She shrieked in that horrible baby voice. Everyone looked at Pino. It's you! Your Daisy's favorite toys are done. The little boy's only going to worry about me from now on. Pampa started shrieking. Shut up, said Jumping Jack, turning on her. Game over, said Charlie Chip. Game over nothing, laughed Pampa. I'm just getting started. And then knocked the tower over. Ow, cried the building blocks.
Ow.
That stupid thing destroyed my tower, said Pino. Oh, things could get hot around here, Skateboard started scolding. You stop annoying us at once, or else you're going to get it from us, I'm telling you. I'm a baby, and babies are allowed to do anything. Just you wait and see. But at that moment, the little boy came into the nursery because even on birthdays there's a time to go to bed. He heard his new toy crying and immediately picked it up. Nah, what did I tell you? Grinned Pamper at Pino triumphantly. If I was in your position, I'd disappear of my own free will before they threw me out. Without even looking at Pino, his old favorite doll, the little boy took Pamper with him to bed. Pino was left weeping quietly on his own. He didn't even look at me. Ever since I've lived here, I've been allowed to sleep with him every night, and now... His friends would have loved to join him, but Cuddly Cushion thought it would be better to sympathize with him. I have an idea, called Charlie Chip. Let's look in my game instructions on how to defeat an enemy. We don't need any game instructions for that, exclaimed the building blocks. We'll throw ourselves at its head, all of us at once. And if that doesn't work, I'll ride over it, added Skateboard. I could cut it open with my jumping spring, grinned Jumping Jack happily. Or I'll throttle it with my telephone cord. Stop this now, scolded Cuddly. You've all gone crazy. No, first thing in the morning we'll talk to Pamper. He's bound to listen to reason. The toys looked rather skeptical. Pity, murmured Jumping Jack. Pino wasn't convinced either. His tears just couldn't stop falling. But the toys were tired after all the sympathizing, and one by one they fell asleep, except for Pino. He felt deserted. That baby's right. No one loves me anymore. I'm just a nuisance. They probably all wish I was no longer here. Pino decided to run away and never return. So he packed his bundle and scrambled out of the window. It was dark outside. Everyone was asleep. Pino was all alone on the street. Now the others will see how they do without me. The little boy will also see what taking that awful thing to bed will bring him. That eternal noise will get on his nerves. But then there won't be Pino there anymore when he can't sleep or is afraid of the dark. Yes, that's just how it'll be. From thinking so hard and trying to build up his courage, he hadn't noticed where he was going. He kept going deeper into the city. Oh, that's mean to throw away a banana peel like that. Hey, look, Mumph, giggled Mumph. I think he's just right for us. From the look of him, he should have landed here ages ago. Shall we snatch him? Asked Mumph. Pino stared in shock. Stop it! I've done nothing to you. The streetlight leaned forward curiously to see what was happening. Do you want to get him or I? Mumph asked her brother. As much as I hate to say so, I'd love to have him, but I'm only allowed to take recyclable garbage, and this one could definitely not be used again. He belongs to you, sister, said Mumph generously. Okay, then, come along, little one. Up into the garbage can and off to the garbage disposal, laughed Mumph. Now, don't carry on like that. It's very comfortable up here with us, tempted Mumph. And it smells delightful. Pino grew paralyzed with shock as he heard the garbage cans talking. And now the rats were also coming closer, while considering whether to start nibbling at him at once or to play a bit of cat and mouse with him. The streetlight took pity on poor Pino. Hurry up, little one, before the rats get their teeth stuck into you, she called to him. Pino woke from his paralyzed fear, up and ran as fast as his legs would carry him. In his fright, he forgot his bundle. He ran on without turning around till his legs couldn't carry him anymore. Gee whiz, where have I landed up? He sobbed and looked around him. They were all right. I really do belong in the garbage. Pino was afraid. Because he'd left his bundle behind, he had nothing to eat or drink. And his stomach's growling got louder and louder, which made things even worse. I want to go home. I want to go back to Cuddly and Pronto and Roller and Charlie Chip and Jumping Jack. Desperate, he fell onto an old and dilapidated couch that had been put out. If I'd only stayed home, even if the little boy didn't love me as much as before. But the others could still love me. He slowly cried himself to sleep. The next morning, the toys were all rubbing their sleepy eyes. An unknown noise had woken them. Oh, yes, yesterday had been the little boy's birthday and a new toy had come to join them. You could hear that. Can't you at least shut up in the early morning, said Roller emphatically. You still haven't caught on. Babies are allowed to cry whenever they want to. Grinned Pamper. You're not crying, you're screaming, moaned Pronto. You've even woken me, and I'm relatively hard of hearing. You've got a lot to learn, Pamper, interceded Cuddly. You belong to us now, whether we like it or not. We have to be considerate of one another. I don't have to be considerate to anyone. If I complain about you, the little boy, he'll throw you all out, said Pamper. The others all moaned. Where is Pino? All started looking around. When I feel bad, I creep into my box, and then I close the lid. But as Pino doesn't have a box, maybe he's crept under the bed. Roller surfed under the bed. He's not there. Hey, you there. Is Pino with you in your box? Jumping Jack asked the building blocks. No, he's not here with us either, they answered. His bundle's gone, said a shocked Charlie Chip. Oh, I think he's run away. A good thing, too. He disturbed me all night long with his crying. That's a joke coming from you, said Pronto. He's only thinly dressed. He'll catch cold, and apart from that, he doesn't know anyone out there, added a troubled Cuddly. Now, take it slow. Maybe he's hidden himself to make us worry. We should wait a little longer. But waiting was harder than the toys could have imagined, and apart from that, Pamper did not stop getting on their nerves. 6 little toys! They were little fools! Pino ran away, and they were only 5! 5 little toys! They were running... That's enough! Be quiet, you little backbiter! Cuddly went for Pamper furiously. and the cuddly cushion was seldom angry. "I've had it," said Roller finally. "I can't stand it anymore, just sitting around. I'm going to go out and find Pino." "Yes, you're right. We have to find him." The others all agreed. "Hey, Charlie Chip, you have experience with chases and adventures, etc. You take over the lead." Charlie Chip was flattered. He could finally show the others what was in him. "Glad to," he said. "I know all the traps we could fall into on the way, and all the tricks to escape from a dangerous situation." Charlie Chip switched himself on. "All right," said Cuddly. "Then off you go. I'll stay here in case Pino shows up. But Pronto must go with you, so we can keep in contact." "I have to go along as well. After all, I'm the only one who can scare those criminals that are holding Pino, so..." "Why holding? Who do you think has captured Pino?" asked the building blocks. "Could be. You never know," exclaimed Jumping Jack. "And what about me?" asked Pampa. You stay here," they all cried simultaneously. "Your screaming is the last thing we need. Anyway, you're happy that Pino disappeared. You said so yourself." "But then I'm here all alone, with no one to play with me," complained Pampa. "What you really mean is no one to annoy. No. You stay here." Pampa started howling. But the toys just ignored it. Cuddly the cushion accompanied his friends to the front door. "Hop on," commanded Roller. Pronto, Charlie Chip, and Jumping Jack jumped on and took their places. "Be careful," called Cuddly as the train took off. "I don't see any tracks," said Roller. "Where should we start looking?" "When you run away, you always run straight ahead," said Charlie Chip. "So that is what we should do too." They soon arrived at the garbage cans. "Do you think they know anything?" Jumping Jack asked. "In my games, you always have to ask," said Charlie Chip. "We have to follow every clue." "So let's ask them then," said Roller, and skated to the garbage cans. "Hey, you there! Have you seen Pino?" "Pino? Who could that be?" said Mumph. "Well, he's a rather tatty rag doll." "Yeah." "With a striped cap?" asked Mum. "Yes, that's him," cried the excited toys. "Pino's his name," laughed the garbage cans. "We found him. That makes 867 points," chirped Charlie Chip. "They're really looking for him." "Stop that, and tell us where he went to," scolded Jumping Jack, who was beginning to lose patience. But the garbage cans just kept laughing. "Once they start, it's hard to stop them," grinned a rat who had been observing everything. "And you? Maybe you know where Pino has gone?" asked Roller. "No idea," said the rat. "Really, I've no idea. He ran away from us." The toys looked helplessly at one another. "And now?" asked Pronto. "We've got to try anyway to reach a solution. That means go right, go left, and straight ahead." "Then let's go right first," decided Roller. The toys went right,
but there was no Pino to be found. Then they went left. Still no Pino. Then straight ahead. And while the toys were searching and searching and growing more and more tired, Pino slowly awoke. Pino rubbed his eyes. Oh, wow! I had a bad dream last night. Oh, what happened was, hey, where are you all? He looked around. He was sitting on an old sofa in a junkyard. He hadn't dreamt it. It was all real. And the fear came back with the memory. Oh, my goodness, what a pile of misery we have here. He heard the sudden racket and looked up in fright. Actually, this is my apartment. Not very polite of you to stay here overnight without knocking and asking, scolded the garden dwarf. Pino started crying. Now, don't start crying. I can imagine what happened. It was your owner's birthday, and you've been thrown away, and you don't know where to go. It's always the same. Pino nodded. Come on, tell me about it. Then you'll feel better. You'll see. By the way, my name is Michel. And so Pino told him of his friends and the birthday and the new toy. Oh, that's bad, sighed Michel. I understand you well. My owner threw me away too. But then I settled down to live here in the junkyard. It's not that bad either. Come on, I'll show you everything. If you like it here, you can stay by me. I could use somebody to give me a hand. Slowly, Pino stopped sobbing and followed Michel around. He proudly showed him his kingdom. In spite of his problems, Pino found everything exciting. But to live here forever? That was something he just couldn't imagine. This may be all right for you, he said to Michel. You're used to living in the open. But what about me? Well, then, I don't know either, said Michel. Come on, keep your chin up. Let's think about where else we could put you up. I'm sure to think of something. Sadly, Pino leant against an old car wreck. In the meantime, Pino's friends were more and more desperate. They had searched the whole area, but found no Pino. Game over. What do you mean, game over? Asked Roller. Just that. We've lost. Game over. The end. Out. No points. I'll call home, said Pronto. Maybe Pino just hid away and Cuddly has found him. Have you found him? Asked an agitated Cuddly at the other end of the line. No, just as you've asked. We presume that he's not with you either. No, answered Cuddly sadly. He's not here. Oh dear, said Pronto. What do you want to do now? Well, it looks like we'll have to break off the search. It'll be dark soon, said Pronto wearily. Cuddly sadly hung up the receiver. They didn't find him? Asked Pamper. Cuddly shook his head.
And now you want to make me feel guilty!
Leave me alone. The toys got onto the skateboard for the last time and sadly started homeward.
Hey, you there!
Called a rat.
You're the ones that were looking for that raggedy bundle?
How do you know that? Asked Jumping Jack skeptically.
Relatives living near the garbage cans, said the rat.
So what? Asked Roller. They didn't know anything either. But I do. And you would too, if you would only open your ears. The toy stared in surprise. Having a telephone with you and not hearing anything, wondered the rat. Well, I'm a little hard of hearing, said Pronto. The rat is right. I can hear him, Pino. Pino! Screamed Jumping Jack loudly and excitedly. Pino! Pino! If I'm not mistaken, somebody's calling you, said Michel. Calling me? Asked Pino. No, that can't be. Who would be calling me?
Pino! Pino!
Pino! Pino! Pino! Pino! Pino!
Pino!
Jumping Jack, Roller, Pronto, Charlie, Chip. How did you all get here? Oh, this is great. Now don't start crying again, said Michel, obviously touched. Roller jumped happily in the air. They all tumbled around wildly and nobody cared. Do you live here now? Asked Charlie Chip. Looks pretty interesting, stated Jumping Jack, whose head was at the highest extension so that he could check out the area. You could have ended up somewhere worse. Does that mean that you think I should stay here? Do you really don't want me to come back with you? Huh? Oh, but of course, naturally we do. Do you still want to? They asked. If I'm still allowed. But of course, said Charlie Chip happily. That's why we came looking for you. But what about Pamper? Asked Pronto. I'll punch him in the mouth if he screams again or annoys Pino, promised Jumping Jack. That's right. Defend yourselves. Don't take anything laying down, said Michel. It's a pity, though, that you're going, Pino. But then, all children have birthdays sometime, and maybe some other thrown-away toy will pass by me. Pronto? We're coming. We have him, called Pronto through the phone to Cuddly the cushion. What? All the best, Pino, said Michel. All aboard, ordered Roller. Pino hopped onto the skateboard with the others, and off they went. Cuddly was waiting at the front door. Hugged Pino happily. Pamper came up to the others carefully. Hey, Pino, it said in an unusually quiet voice. Leave Pino alone, Jumping Jack spat at him immediately. You know what? Pino said generously to his friends. It's not really Pamper's fault that the little boy takes him to bed with him. I'll just have to get used to the fact that he loves someone else besides me. But, he added and looked mischievously at Pamper, next year there'll be another birthday, and we'll be getting a new toy then. You'll see.
It's over!